This is Local 15 News.
So I knew this day I was going to die.
Tonight we are hearing from the woman who shot and killed her husband over the weekend. It's our big story right now at 6.
The shooting happened last night on McFarland Road. A grand jury will now decide if any charges will come out of this case.
Local 15's Stephen Quinn joins us now with why the woman says she is the true victim in this case. Stephen?
Greg, Brenda Harrison has been married for 16 years, and during that marriage she claims to have been subjected to physical and mental abuse while her children, grandchild, and neighbors watched. Sunday, her husband Paul was found dead in a shooting she claims was a desperate act by a woman with no way out.
There is relief, but there's also sorrow.
A day after she pulled the trigger, Brenda Harrison is still torn. She admits to killing her husband, an act she said was justified after years of physical and mental abuse.
He has a big hole out back they dug, 12 foot deep and 10 by 10, and he had stated before that I would be in it one day.
Officials at the 911 Communications Center confirm reports of domestic violence were made twice at this home, once last month and also in 2011. Brenda's neighbor and friend says she made the calls.
Because I knew someone was going to die. I knew that. He was insistent on killing someone, mainly Brenda.
Donald Harrison was booked in Mobile County Jail in May on domestic violence charges, but both women claim he arrived at Brenda's house Sunday just a month later.
Society failed her, and it failed him.
Brenda says she agreed to drive him to another house. When he got out of the car, he took the keys with him.
So I knew this day I was going to die.
She says she fired one shot into the sky, but the warning didn't work. Her husband rushed at her with a brick in his hand.
So I turned around and I fired and I shot him in the side.
Harrison was taken to a local hospital where he later died.
I didn't know that he had passed until 4:30 when at the police station. Because it wasn't my intention to kill him. I didn't want to do that.
Brenda was led away in handcuffs until Maxine and two other neighbors spoke to investigators. As she battles with relief and sorrow, she prays for peace for her husband.
I just pray that the Lord takes him to heaven so he can have peace for the rest of his life, because he had a tormented life. I know he did.
And this case will go before a grand jury who will ultimately decide what, if any, charges she would face in this case. If you believe anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence here locally, you can call the Penelope House's 24-hour crisis line, and that number is located on your screen right now. Reporting live in the newsroom, Stephen Quinn, Local 15 News.
Well, Stephen, thank you. Pritchard police have not released the name of the victim killed in a weekend shooting. It happened Saturday evening on Seminary Street. That's where officers say a man in his late 30s to early 40s was found dead from a gunshot wound inside a home. If you can help with this investigation, call police.
Mobile Police Chief James Barber will be introducing a new public safety initiative tomorrow. It's called Respect for Everyone. It outlines mutual respect guidelines for police officers and citizens to follow during interactions such as traffic stops. Chief Barber says the program is designed to keep both citizens and officers safe. It's part of the department's approach to make Mobile the safest city in America.
Authorities are trying to determine what killed an inmate at Holman Prison in Atmore. 43-year-old death row inmate John Hardy was found dead in his cell early this morning. Officials say there were no obvious signs of injury or trauma. Hardy and another man were sentenced to death for shooting and killing a man during a convenience store robbery in Decatur in 1993. A state pathologist is set to perform an autopsy.
A judge has reinstated a $500,000 bond for Hiawatha Robinson on murder charges. Robinson is accused of sodomizing and killing his 8-year-old daughter, Hawaii Robinson. She disappeared last September. Her body found 2 days later in Pritchard. Right now the case is in the hands of a grand jury. Robinson is behind bars now for a separate federal gun conviction.
The woman convicted of making her granddaughter run until she collapsed and died could get a new trial. An Etowah County judge has scheduled a hearing Thursday for 50-year-old Joyce Garrard. The defense says several rulings made by the judge violated Garrard's rights. Her attorneys also claim jurors violated court orders to avoid the media during the trial. Prosecutors said Garrard made the girl run for hours as punishment for a lie about candy. She collapsed and died days later.
A Grand Bay man has been sentenced to more than 15 years behind bars for receiving child porn. 34-year-old Denzel McCaffin pleaded guilty to receiving child porn on his smartphone. He had previously been convicted of possessing child porn back in 2005. His probation officer was doing a routine check when nearly 500 images of child porn was found on the device. When he finally gets out of prison, McCathan will have to register as a sex offender and will be under supervision for the rest of his life. Well, a major Airbus supplier will soon be moving into Mobile's Aeroplex at Brookley.
And the announcement was made this morning during the Paris Air Show. Local 15's Christian Jennings joins us now with the company that will soon open for business here in Mobile. Christian?
Well, Kim, the company is Hutchinson Corporation, and this is actually already a huge aerospace company that's headquartered in Paris, France. But they will soon be moving right here to Mobile, here at Brookley, and this is where they will set up shop. This is a 21,000 square foot warehouse here at Brookley. The facility itself, as you can see, needs some touch-ups, but the company should be ready to start operations come fall of this year. Hutchinson's focus will be on delivering thermal acoustic insulation systems which go inside of Airbus planes. Over the next 5 years, the company projects significant growth in Mobile, adding increased production, assembly, and maintenance repair.
They've got 2 expansions already planned, and with those expansions will come addition of jobs. They'll start off with 40 to 50, and over time add up to 100 good-paying jobs.
Great news, especially for folks looking for work right now. I also spoke with Mobile Mayor Sandy Simpson. He too is in Paris, of course, and he told me that we should really get used to these types of announcements, to expect plenty more supplier announcements over the next few months. Reporting live at Brooklyn, Christian Jennings, Local 15 News.
It is great news. All right, Christian, thanks. Now, the first pieces of the Airbus A320 continue to steam their way to Mobile. The BBC Fuji left Germany late last month with some of those parts. Tonight, the ship is not far off the Florida coast. Earlier this month, we spotted the ship off the coast of Spain. That's where crews picked up fuselage parts for the first Airbus plane to be built at Brookley. Those parts expected to arrive on Sunday. You can track the ship and the parts by going to our website.
That's also where you will find more information on the company as production of the new Airbus assembly plant gets underway. Visit local15tv.com for the very latest.
The Mobile Zoo is again under fire, facing more fines after being hit with new citations from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. A complaint from PETA prompted an inspection of the facility. It contained photos of an underweight tiger with open wounds on his ears. Now, the report also says bears and bobcats were living in deplorable conditions with waste spread throughout the enclosures. The zoo is also facing a potential license suspension. It has a series of prior violations, including failing to care for a deer with a puncture wound. Traffic backed up along Interstate 10 seems almost unavoidable during the summer months.
Yeah, with more cars hitting the roads, many people are looking for ways to avoid the pileup. Local 15's Madupe Dowu joins us now with why ALDOT says using the emergency shoulder lane makes it worse. Madupe?
That's right, Kim. You know, it's actually illegal for you to use that emergency lane. And when you're using it, first responders can't actually get to those who need help. It's about that time of the year when I-10 turns into what seems like a parking lot. More drivers means more accidents and traffic. While it's annoying for those behind the wheel,
it's a scary circumstance for us, particularly on a wide interstate area like I-10 or I-65 or US 90.
Captain Brian Gilliland has seen it time and time again. Impatient drivers using the emergency lane to avoid bumper-to-bumper traffic along the interstate.
And there was actually an 18-wheeler that went through all of the law enforcement and everything else that was there and came right beside us while we were in the middle of trying to get somebody out that was pinned in a vehicle, actually, and it disrupted the whole scene.
He says it could have been much worse. The shoulder lane is reserved for emergency vehicles. But sometimes the battle isn't treating injured drivers, it's getting to the scene of an accident.
We can't get to them if people are blocking the emergency lane. Oftentimes that's the only route we have in.
And when it comes to the tunnel,
we have no way to get around.
ALDOT manager David Johnson says you need to pull over to one lane to clear up traffic.
We're at the mercy of the traveling public.
His office manages 96 cameras along the interstate looking out for accidents and alerting first responders for help.
The roadways are congested. Every minute there's some miles or 2 miles of backup.
Whenever you see somebody approaching with lights on, try to move over and let them through because they're going to get you out of there quicker.
Now, Captain Gilligan says that when you use the emergency shoulder lane, that you not only jeopardize your safety, but the safety of the safe responders and the first responders and the safety of those who they're attending to. Reporting live on Michigan Avenue, I'm Majupe Ido, Local 15 News.
Majupe, thank you. Now, if you see smoke in Mobile tomorrow, do not panic. A controlled burn will take place tomorrow morning in the longleaf forest near Botanical Gardens. Forest officials say the controlled burn helps rid the forest of underbrush and will allow the forest to thrive in the coming weeks. The public is allowed to walk the perimeter of the fire after it is out.
Mobile County District Attorney Ashley Rich is expected to announce her support tomorrow for a state of Alabama anti-bullying license plate. That plate has a slogan on it saying, "Bully free starts with me." It was created by that lady, recent high school graduate Bailey Smith. State lawmakers are giving Smith 1 year to come up with 1,000 commitments before the state will actually print that plate. Concern tonight over questionable behavior from an armed security guard at a city office. Local 15 News notified authorities. Reaction from the city coming up tonight at 10 in a Local 15 News reality check.
First, where you will find distinguished young women in the Port City this week.